Hello everyone, Sad here from Scale My Meal Prep. In this video, we're going to be talking about landing page messaging. So this is a critical component, perhaps the most important in getting clients results is the landing page messaging and obviously the ads. These are really the only two things that matter way more than their logo design or even like the colors or like how their homepage looks. This is really what drives 80% of the results. So we're going to be talking about it today and how to write really good copy for landing pages. So overall, it's imperative that as a company, we do more of the things that have been proven to work in the past to get clients results. So 80% of the times we want to basically be doing more of the stuff that's already worked. And then the remaining 20% of the time, do research and development and try to get even better results with new ideas new tactics basically. In the beginning, obviously, we want to focus the majority of our efforts in repeating success. And as you gain a deeper understanding, you can begin testing more. You begin testing more and like you try out new ideas essentially. Okay. I mean, as a company, we're in a good position where we've already had a bunch of success with a bunch of different categories of clients. And really, we want to, try to repeat that success with new clients that kind of fit into that category. Now, the objective is for landing page messaging, you're basically measured on how much of the traffic, get more of the traffic that comes from ads to add to cart and buy. Okay. Now, how do you measure this? Obviously, there's two ways to measure this. You can just kind of tell the total number of sales. So, you go onto a client website and you can see, last 12 months, they made X amount in sales, or let's just even look at a shorter time period, October. Are they getting sales? I mean, that's a really easy way to tell. And then the other way to tell is the conversion rate, right? So this is not a fantastic conversion rate, actually. A conversion rate is basically just the amount of traffic that they got. So they got 14,000 people that came on the website and only 222 bought because that's how many orders that they have. So 222 divided by 14,000 gives you the percentage of the conversion rate, essentially how much of the traffic actually became customers. Okay. Now let's even give actual percentage of this. 1.5% is typically good. Starting to be good. 3% plus is like greatish ish. Really good is like 5% above. Okay. And then anything below 1% is bad. Under 1%, bad. Now, here's another thing that sometimes we get conversion rates that are not really true conversion rates because you also have to make sure where the traffic is coming from. So these rates that I'm giving you guys is a combination of cold and warm traffic. Okay. By cold, I mean some of the traffic is coming from ads that have never seen the brand before, and some of it is coming from emails or like SMSs, like people that have already tried the brand and already love the brand and have already tried the meals and love the meals. So they're more likely to convert. Okay. So these are like really good metrics if you're doing a combination of cold and warm, mostly cold. But like we also have clients that do really high conversion rates is because most of their traffic is coming from warm, right? So you can't, like this last month they did a 22% conversion rate, right? So they only had 6,800 visitors and they got 1,500 orders. Now, one might think, wow, this brand is like so much better than this brand, but they're also, because they've been around for like 8 years and they're getting a lot of warm traffic. So it's really important to look at it from a bird's eye view to see, how well you're doing. And then final way to measure this is the ROAS or BAT. So how much are we spending in dollars out versus how much are we getting dollars back in? Okay. 3 plus, 2 plus is good. 3 plus is great. And then 4 or more is absolutely fantastic typically. Okay. Now, that's the objective, and that's how you measure how well you're doing essentially. And you can compare, like when you change a landing page, you can look at last month, and let's say we change the landing page this month and we change nothing else, we can see if the conversion rate goes up. Well, the conversion rate's a little bit higher this month, but we also have traffic that went down, right? Now, that's, that could be a variety of different reasons, but let's get back to the training. So congruency is really important. So one must look at a funnel as a whole and not just focus on one aspect without looking at the other aspects. Okay. You got to understand how the ads impact the landing page and how basically the whole funnel impacts each other. So I'll show you guys an example, but before I do that, one of the main things is to ensure that the ads in the landing page are congruent and say the same thing. And the landing page mainly reinforces what the ad says, from the meal names to the offer to the value propositions, and even some of the marketing tactics like scarcity, like, hey, we only have like 10 more orders available, or this is only going to last till Tuesday next week. Whatever it may be, the ad and the landing page, the whole funnel needs to be congruent. So let's look at one of our clients, and you guys can look at any of our clients' Facebook ads that we're currently running, but let's look at Mikey's Meals, for example. Okay. So we'll click on all ads, Mikey's Meals. And as we can see, like, let's look at this. Let's just look at the first ad. Obviously, I mean, we have a lot of different ads going for him, nearly 120, and some of them may be going to different landing pages, but let's study one of them. So Mikey's Meals ad, this is one of the ads that we did. I'm too busy is just a sad excuse. That's kind of a good hook, right? People are like, I'm too busy, it's just a sad excuse. And they could kind of tell this has to do with, like, losing weight or under 500 calories. I mean, it clearly says it over there. Reach your summer body goals with San Diego's #1 clean meals, freshly delivered by Mikey's Meals. This is a really good line, right? People are thinking about their summer body goals, and sometimes people are even thinking about them in winter. Now, this may be like, now we could probably change this, instead of saying a summer body goal as we're going into the winter, it'd be like Christmas ready. Like, that could be another thing. A lot of people want to look good for Christmas because they're seeing a lot of their friends and family. Or maybe we could do a negative approach and be like, hey, how about make this holidays a different sort of holidays? Because a lot of people gain weight. Maybe we could like kind of put in the pain, like, hey, let's not gain another 10 pounds this holidays, and let's lose 10 pounds, right? And then we're calling out our audience, attention all students and workers, don't compromise on your food and health. We cook and deliver under 500 calories. We're being specific with our copy, right? And then obviously the offer, get one free meal delivered, 10 plus flavorful meals, low carb, premium cuisine, etc. Now if people click on it, this is a landing page, we're reinforcing everything we said on the ad, right? So we've got our menu. And the menu, most importantly, guys, this is so critical too. The menu actually needs to do what the ad says. So if I said under 500 calories or lose weight and we had 900 calorie meals, like, it just doesn't make sense, right? Or unhealthy meals. So you can't lie to people and like bring them in for one thing and try to sell another thing. The menu actually has to deliver on the promise. That's menu market fit. That's so important. Okay. They even have protein meals, which is fantastic, but people can obviously select. But San Diego's #1 clean meals, we said #1 over here, San Diego. Under 500 calories, we're literally just repeating what we said for busy days, because being busy is just a sad excuse, delivered to your home, okay? This is only for first-time customers. That's just a disclaimer. Nutritious and flavorful. Our chef crafted out. What could have we done differently here? Our chef crafted. Who's our chef? We've got Mikey here in some of the ads. We should have literally just put a picture of Mikey, this guy right here, and put it right in here. Our chef crafted meals, put Mikey there. Personalized meals your way offer a wide selection of meals options, including dietary preferences and portion sizes. Now, what could we have done differently here? Be more specific. So preferences, we've got mighty meals and we got low carb meals. But, I'm kind of confused. What does higher protein actually entail, right? So over here, I could have put like a little table and been like, mighty meals means 20% more carbs. I mean, 20% more protein. And low carb meals maybe means around 20% less carbs, or like under, I don't know, 20 net carbs. And then we get that information from our client, right? So we could have been more specific over here. If your messaging is not specific and it's vague, it just doesn't really say anything. And the different portion sizes, I'm not sure if we do this, but if we do, we could have been more specific there as well. Protein packed fuel for busy workers or chef crafted meals are under 500 calories, perfect for San Diego professionals who want to experience flavor and fitness balance. Not bad copy. What would I have done differently over here is maybe explain some of the science about why under 500 calories and it's super filling, and like you're going to be full and you're not going to want to eat more food, and you're going to be likely in a calorie deficit so you can reach your goal, right? And then convenient delivery. I mean, this is straightforward. Um, this image is just an image of food. This was an opportunity for us to maybe make some errors and been like, oh, portion size is 28 ounce, etc. I experienced the Mikey's difference. Once again, a great opportunity to put another picture of Mikey, which we did not do. So these are different things that we could have improved. But, let's check out the results, right? We're running an ad under 500 calories with very specific messaging, and we're reinforcing it, even though we had so much opportunity to do even better here, guys. Let's see what the results are, right? So we'll go to admin. And we'll look at, for example, last month of their sales, if this opens up last month, because that was the first full month, the last full month, 26,000 in sales at a 7% conversion rate, right? Only 3,000 people, 222 orders. So clearly this is working, okay? Could it work even better? Obviously. Those are all things that we could have done, and this could have been a 7.5% or 8% conversion rate, okay? And then obviously we have probably other angles, under 500 calories is clearly working the best, and we maybe, but student deals, for example. So for some of our clients, we'll do like different marketing angles. So student deals, and then over here it talks about student deals, literally the title, and then it says it easy heat for your Captivates lunch, and then obviously the copy would be somewhat different. Although the meat and potatoes is basically the same thing, it's just for students, so it's a different audience, but it's still low calorie meals for the most part. Okay, so that's congruency. Okay, one must look at the whole funnel, and before we start writing landing page copy, you gotta really understand what the ad's gonna say, like have the actual ad copy, and reinforce that. Okay. The three categories of meal preps that work: you must first obviously have menu market fit, meaning you have a menu that the market actually desires. Selling a menu that is not demanded by the market is fighting a serious uphill battle. It just does not work. Okay. Here are examples of menus that we've seen to work in different categories. Okay. Of course, there's going to be others out there that work, but these are the ones that we've seen consistently work. And the overall categories are really important, like cultural ethnic food. Okay. So these are people that do different cultural food or ethnic food. And the avatar really just cares about the authentic taste of home. Right. So if you're from a country like, Pakistan, for example, or you're somewhere from the Caribbean and you come to Canada or you come to North America, anywhere, and you start going to restaurants, one of the dissonances you're going to feel for the most part is the food's just not like exactly what it tasted like home. But there are small-time chefs that recently immigrated that start these meal prep businesses that can give you the authentic taste of home. So this is a really good category, right? And what you're trying to do in the landing page and on the ads is you're really just trying to demonstrate that, right? This is where UGC ads, like customers saying, oh my God, this reminds me exactly what it was like back home, work really well. Okay, so here are different examples. So I give you guys like a Pakistani one so you can look at the landing pages. These are successful ones, or at least somewhat successful ones, right? So you can see how we're demonstrating that this is right from like the Taste of Pakistan. Okay. Now there's obviously improvements that we could have made here as well, like including the chef. Maybe we don't have access to that. Another thing that what we found as ethnic people to really care about is portion sizes, right? They like, typically they don't really care about the calories. So they're fine if it's kind of even oily, but they just want more of it. So portion sizes matters a lot because these are people that, like, typically they're not as health conscious as somebody that's looking at a low calorie meal ad, right? These are people that are looking for authentic taste of home. So that's what we want to demonstrate. And we've got Indian, Caribbean, Filipino, etc. Outcome-based meal prep, low calories. We just studied Mikey's meals, right? And then for each one of these, if you want to see what the ads look like, you can literally just go to the Facebook ads library. And if they're currently a launched client, you can see their ads. Okay. And then specific diet meal preps, vegan meals works really well. So this is somebody that just sells vegan. Vegan's pretty easy to sell. You just gotta be like, it's vegan, but it actually tastes really good. And people really like meals, I think, that are like vegan, but I guess they taste like chicken, perhaps, or right. Enjoy vegan bliss. We have a really cool ad that we did for this client that crushed it, and it's on our Instagram. If you go to our Instagram, we post a bunch of our ads, and we've got some of the newer ones, but one of the ones that worked for Jonas was this one right here. Well, all of these. Well, I mean, this is Jonas's ad, and this is also Jonas's ad. And then what it says is, you can't hear it, but it says you don't have to be vegan to eat vegan food, and it talks a little bit more about vegan meals. It's there's a lot of cool things that we did with this ad. Obviously, we had to get the content from the client, but I think we edited it well, and it worked really well for him while we were working together. Okay. Yeah, so you want to study these and you want to see what we've done well with the landing pages, but there's a lot of stuff that we could have improved that I highlighted over here, even for these ones. And remember, back to this point, we want to do more of the stuff that already works and then 20% try new things, right? So you want to repeat success. Hierarchy of importance. So when you're writing landing page copy, this is the stuff that's in order almost. I mean, some may be a little bit off, but having menu market fit, I mean, the most important. If you try to sell something that the market just does not demand, it's an uphill battle. Having ad and landing page congruency is so important. The ad says one thing, the landing page should reinforce it and say that thing. Obviously, you have more room and real estate on the landing page to say other things, but they should really be subheadings to the main thing that the ad says. Obviously, offer is king. So, how good your offer is makes or breaks the ad. So, get one free meal works really well. That's usually what we do. Pricing, you can only price things so high in a meal prep. So, for example, this is 5 plus 1 free, 6 meals, and $60, $10. As soon as you start going to like $13, $14, $15 a meal, it becomes difficult to sell. Okay. Sometimes if we're struggling and we think pricing might be the problem or the offer might be the problem, we do a 3 meal trial. So we'll do a cheaper. If you make the price cheaper, obviously it's easier to get people to buy. It's a really good way to see if your offer and messaging and your menu market fit is working without having to, right off the bat, make the most profits, and at least validate that your offer, messaging, and menu market fit is actually resonating with the market. Okay. I guarantees this works really well. I mean, this is something meal prep businesses do anyway. If a client ever reaches out and they're like, I don't like the food, most of our clients will refund them or replace the food. So maybe this is something we could put on the landing page with the client's permission, right? That helps. And then obviously speed as well. So if the client offers like next day delivery, that's something that we can mention because a lot of meal preps don't do that. A core strong marketing angle. Just have one, by the way. You don't need 100 marketing angles. Guys get this wrong all the time with marketing. You just need a really good angle. So for low calorie, it could be to lose weight, get that summer body shine. For Pakistani, it's like just like the taste of home from the streets of Lahore. For vegan meals, it could be, it's obviously vegan meals, but not really vegan meals because it's like regular, really good tasting meals, but vegan. And you don't have to be vegan to try them. That's really good offers, marketing angle. And then finally, your marketing tactics. Right? Your hook. Right? Your hook is the first line. Enjoy vegan place, kind of weak. San Diego's #1 clean meals, sure, that's kind of better. It's like adding social proof. From the busy streets of Lahore to beautiful views of Islamabad, sure. Maybe we could put this image over here, right? The other thing is your text needs to be consumed. And people can tell if it's just ChatGPT, right? I know we use AI, but like you got to really clean it up. Like I could tell some of this text could have been a little bit better. And then obviously the graphics matter more. People like to visually consume content rather than via text, but the combination helps for sure. Headlines, graphics, and then social proof. Social proof is all the way at the bottom. Every site we launch, always launch with reviews because, you know, we want to look established right from day one. And then personal brand. There's so many of our clients that have really good Instagram pages already that we can leverage, right? Like even like for example, we could put like this video and embed it so people can create that trust, or like some of these images. Some of this food looks really, really delicious, right? That's not much of a personal brand. This is a personal brand. People like to buy from people. Okay. You know, it's easier to build a personal brand than it is to build like a normal company brand. You'll notice that most of our clients that are actually doing really well have their name attached. Jonas's, right? Mikey's Meals, literally Mikey's the founder. Sadia's Tiffin Service, Sadia is the founder. It's just easier to build reputation right off the bat by attaching your name. People trust it a little bit more, especially if you're able to do your face out there, right? Even Transcend, which is our Caribbean, literally has Transcend by Jeff Jax. And I did not mean to do this on purpose. Actually, all of these clients have their name Sakshi's, right? Tita Flips. Tita is the owner's name. So that's another thing that we found. Attaching your name to the brand helps a lot. And that way we can also leverage a personal brand. Okay. With that being said, go ahead and complete your first test landing page copy, and we'll see if it actually improves results. Thank you.